If you are new to resistance training, you may have many questions. There's so much information available that it can feel overwhelming to determine what you should do. We already discussed essential elements of an effective resistance training program, but other key concepts are important to understand to have a positive and effective experience with resistance training. We will explore the most important concepts in this video. The most critical factor to both short-term and long-term success is consistency. It does not matter how well designed your program is or how hard you push yourself when you work out if you are not consistent. Working out stresses your body, and your body adapts to the stress to become stronger and more resilient to future workouts. If you do not continue to work out, you will lose these adaptations and gradually revert to your starting point. Thus, you need to continue working out to maintain and build on the positive adaptations. Let me say this again to make this crystal clear. Consistency is everything when it comes to working out, and you should prioritize it by adjusting all other training variables as needed to help you remain consistent. It is much better to follow a suboptimal training program that you can stick to than to try to follow a perfect program that will lead you to missing workouts regularly. If there is one lesson that you take away from this video, it should be that consistency is key. Along with consistency, it is important to avoid injury. While freak accidents can occur, research shows resistance training is safe overall, even in various clinical, young, and elderly populations. Additionally, there are some steps you can take to reduce your risk of injury. When learning new exercises, start with lighter weights and develop good and consistent technique before increasing the weight over time. Warm up for each exercise with warm-up sets. If you feel any persistent pain, do not push yourself hard on that exercise during that workout. Lastly, minimize training to failure, particularly on free weight compound exercises, and ask someone to spot you if going to failure would put you in a dangerous position. Remember, the gym is not a playground. If you approach working out with a professional mindset and train intelligently, your risk of sustaining a significant injury will be very low. After consistency, the next most important concept is progressive overload. Since your body responds to workouts with adaptations to better handle the same load in a subsequent workout, you need to progressively overload your body over time with harder workouts. It does not matter how you do this as long as you continue to challenge your body over time to make further progress. However, this does not mean every workout must be more challenging than the last one. There will be days when due to poor sleep, stress, or some other reason you are not able to perform your best, and this is okay. What we generally want is an upward trend over time. I do want to emphasize one further point. As your body adapts to a training stimulus, it becomes stronger, and this is evident in your workouts when you find you can perform the same workout as before, but it feels easier. When this occurs, things are going well, and you should increase your training load to make the workout harder. Thus, progressive overload should naturally result from effective training. You do not force the progression by increasing the workload every workout when your body is not ready for it. Instead, with good training, you will gradually gain strength, and then you should increase the workload accordingly. I strongly recommend that you track your progress. If you do not track what you do, it can be challenging to remember how much weight to use for a given exercise, and it can be almost impossible to determine if you are making consistent improvements over time. Tracking allows you to determine if what you are doing is working, or if you need to change things in some way. And when you look at your progress over time, it can be motivating to see all the improvements you have made. Consider keeping a training journal when you work out and write down all your working sets after completing them. The last video I made discussed the basic elements of an effective resistance training program, so you can watch that video to learn more. Additionally, you can perform concurrent training where you do resistance and aerobic training in the same session. Some research, but not all, finds it is better to complete the resistance training first, so this may be preferable but is not imperative. Choosing what exercises to perform may seem complicated because many options are available. Thankfully, you can get great results with many different choices, so your personal preferences will go a long way. There are a few basic principles to keep in mind. Only push yourself on exercises you can perform safely with good form. While doing this, you can teach yourself more challenging movements. Prioritize compound exercises to increase workout efficiency while utilizing greater muscle mass and skeletal loading. Incorporate isolation exercises to help train muscles through their full range of motion when needed. Leg curls are a good example, as most compound lower body exercises do not include a leg flexion component. In the future, I will make videos demonstrating various exercises. In the meantime, I have a free website with examples, tips, and links to tutorial videos of different exercises. You can review the link in the description for ideas. Regardless of your exercise choices, I recommend sticking with them for at least 4 weeks, as changing exercises too rapidly makes it hard to develop consistent progress. Warming up is very simple. I strongly recommend you include warm-up sets where you gradually increase the weight until you begin your first working set. If you feel cold, doing light cardio can be helpful. Stretching is generally unnecessary, but you can include it if you would like. I recommend not holding stretches longer than 30 to 60 seconds, as this may acutely decrease your strength performance. You can try different warm-up strategies to determine what works best for you. When you first start resistance training and pushing yourself hard, you will likely experience soreness. Usually, this peaks 24 to 48 hours after a workout. If it peaks 48 to 72 hours after a workout, that implies you pushed yourself a little harder than you probably should have. There are no great strategies to make the soreness go away faster, though some people will claim benefits from different recovery modalities. Importantly, once you train consistently for 3 weeks, you will experience much less soreness. Thus, do not let soreness deter you from continuing to work out, as this will become less of an issue as time goes on. For the same reason, soreness is not an indicator of having a good workout. You can have very effective workouts and feel minimal or no soreness. Similarly, when you complete an exercise set, you may not feel it in your target muscles, or you may have a pump sensation where your muscles feel swollen and full. Both scenarios are fine. You do not need to feel a pump or burning sensation to have a good workout. One mistake many beginners make is to compare themselves to others in unhealthy ways. You can observe other people training to get ideas for what you can do differently, and asking more experienced people for tips when unsure of something can be beneficial. However, do not feel bad if you think you're relatively weak or underdeveloped compared to others, particularly with social media where things may not be as real as they seem. Everybody starts somewhere, and if you continue to set realistic short-term goals and strive to achieve them, you will likely be satisfied with the results you attain over the long term. If you must compare yourself to anyone, choose a prior version of yourself. Seeing ongoing progress can motivate you to push yourself even further. A growing body of literature has examined exercise non-responders, or people who do not respond well to initial training programs. Many non-responders obtain better results by increasing their training intensity or volume, or by making other program adjustments. Thus, there is not one ideal training program that will be best for everyone, and there can be an element of trial and error to figure out what works best for you. As long as you stay consistent with a reasonable training program and push yourself hard during your workouts, you will likely make some progress. Track your workouts, and when you notice your progress stalls, you can adjust things in some way to obtain even better results. Do not overlook the importance of practicing good nutrition and sleep habits. I will make future videos discussing nutrition in more detail. Until then, aim to consume sufficient calories to fuel your workouts and work towards any body weight goals while also consuming enough protein, as I discussed previously. While many people do all sorts of things to recover from workouts, this is largely unnecessary and not very helpful for beginners, except for optimizing your sleep. Prioritizing sufficient high-quality sleep will go a long way toward improving your overall health and help you achieve your goals. We could discuss many more aspects of resistance training, and I am putting some examples on the screen. However, do not let yourself be overwhelmed by all the information you encounter. If you understand the basic concepts discussed in this and my prior video on resistance training program design, you will have plenty of knowledge to undergo effective strength training as a beginner. You can learn about more advanced topics, but do not worry about implementing them into your own training until you stop consistently progressing with standard workouts. Most people will not get to the point of needing more advanced knowledge and techniques until they have trained regularly for at least a couple of years. Hopefully this video has taught you some helpful concepts regarding resistance training. Consistency, progressive overload, and a reasonably designed training program will go a long way. Many exercises are effective, so choose exercises you enjoy and can perform safely. Train hard, stay safe, track your progress, adjust as needed, and do not slack on your nutrition and sleep. Embrace the journey as you learn new exercise skills and observe yourself improve over time. Almost everyone can work out in some capacity and reap the benefits. You can as well. Anyways, I hope you all found this video informative, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.